Data. And more data. Because we are this. In fact, all of us, we are data. Welcome to STEM Women Congress Annual Report, where the data define us. Let me to explain you a story that starts in 2018 in the first STEM Women Congress. At that time, we wanted to understand well our initiatives, our volunteers, the companies, that they were working and they are working today for the same purpose, with the same direction. And for that, we needed to measure. And to measure, we need to have data. In order to have the evidences that everybody, all of us, we are just working in the same direction, to have more girls and women in STEM areas. And we have not done only once, neither twice. This year, we were already presenting the 5th annual report. So, what do we measure in this annual report? So, through a series of variables, we measure the impact of more than 170 initiatives programs, classifying them depending in which stage of the age of the children they are impacting. So the ones that they are impacting from the 0 years until obligation of education, that means between 16 and 18 years old, we call inspiration. The ones impacting afterwards, so that means in training optional or even in professional life, in private companies or entrepreneurship, we call them careers. And we measure how all of them, they are impacting to the girl or women to be in STEM areas. How do we measure that they could be this data 100% reliable? We get a precise survey by each of these initiatives with more than 10 variables, some of them quantitatives, some of them qualitatives, designed in collaboration between psychologists, data scientists, experts in diverse and STEM, acting also in the field with these initiatives. And what else do? We get also data from the population, from the country that we are studying. Sometimes social demographic data that it's coming from National Statistics Institute, or could come from enrollments in the university, that could come this data from Educational Ministry. And now the big question, what do we do with all of this data? So what we do exactly is descriptive analytics. So that means in which age the initiatives are impacting, in which scope they are working, which type of activities they are managing. For instance, if they have highest or better impact. And how are these activities, for instance, financed? The total impact generated, to that what degree the activities of these programs have an impact over the country population. And we update, every year, all of this information what is happening today in our STEM ecosystem. Characteristics of these initiatives, how the presence or absence of these initiatives, they are impacting to the gender population behavior in STEM areas. Comparing year after year, but also giving to these initiatives all of this data to encourage them to make sometimes partnerships. And for sure, during this descriptive analytics, we detect some gaps, like this one, in which we detected that there was really a minimum number of initiatives under 6 years old. From this year, we are making also a specific analysis in the new initiatives that they are acting today inside of our annual report. We analyze also possible patterns that support us in getting conclusions, but also in making better strategies. We also analyze all of our results with the results from the country. crossing variables, make projections, and even making predictions. Because now we are in the 5th annual report. So you can imagine the quantity of data that we have that make us really to start to have a kind of predictive model that relates the impacts of these initiatives versus the outputs of the enrollments of the children in STEM education. Our annual report today is the evidence that our hub concept is a reality. It's the place where our initiatives can really find factual data, but not only about them, also about all the ecosystem. And now, step by step, we are starting to integrate more countries. We started by Spain, afterwards Portugal, now is coming Italy, and now here. Can you imagine where we can arrive? As Peter Drucker said, only what we measure, we can manage. And here we measure to launch the best action plans that makes girls and women to be in STEM areas, to make our purpose a reality today and not only a dream for tomorrow. Thank you very much.